I just think it's the worst kind of ridiculous, not funny, so-called joke that I've ever seen.
We'll talk about that.
It's dark down here. It's quite poor.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ian J. Cole. We're a channel all about music and art, and in this video I'd like to discuss something that's blown up this week between Behringer, the music technology company, and a journalist and music producer called Peter Kirn. And this may be one of the nastiest cases of bullying that we've seen between a corporation and an individual. And for those of you that don't know, Peter Kirn is a musician, producer, journalist, and he runs a website called Creative Digital Music. And over the years, he's commented and written about the issues that Behringer have had with their ongoing court cases. We can trace the rift back to 2009 when Peter used the CDM website to criticise Behringer on a whole host of issues. And this has been going on for over a decade. It became very clear over the last couple of months that Behringer began to taunt Peter Kirn on social media. And then we jump to January of this year, and on the 23rd of January, Behringer announced that it was registering the trademark Kirn, which is Peter's surname, and asked its audience through a tweet, "We've just registered the trademark Kirn, any clues what we have in mind with it?" And a smiley. And those that were aware of Kirn's contribution to the synth world with a product called a Me Blip jumped to the conclusion that Behringer would be offering up its own version of one of Me Blip's synthesizers. On the 16th of February, they posted a mock-up of a cardboard piano which said, "We're proud to introduce our first Kirn synth. Give it a name." This has gone on until 3 days ago when Behringer posted a mock-up of a synthesizer called the Kirn Cork Sniffer. Now, for those of you that don't know, but cork sniffing is considered to be like a wine tasting type snob thing. And what makes this particularly offensive is that there is an image on the actual mock-up of the synthesizer, and you can see that it clearly relates to Peter Kirn.
Introducing Kirn Cork Sniffer. Here at Kirn we spared no expense, sourced from the finest and most expensive vintage wines. Each cork has been thoroughly sniff tested to give you that true vintage experience. And best of all, it is a limited edition, so you can be guaranteed to feel special. We at Kirn understand you. Vintage synths are not just about the sound, but how they smell. Introducing Kirn Cork Sniffer.
The mock-up of the Kirn Cork Sniffer synthesizer is basically a rip-off of a real cork sniffer guitar pedal. The way that the two look are very, very similar, so I mean, even the mock-up isn't their own work in that respect. What we've started to see is universally Behringer have been called out about this. Within hours, Behringer took down the video amid a massive public criticism and they issue a public apology. And the apology came from Yuli Behringer himself. It's actually since been deleted. Please allow me to respond to the video that we published today. For the past 20 years, Peter Kirn and Behringer have had an interesting relationship, to say the least. What was meant as pure satire by our marketing department has clearly offended some people. And looking at the video, I could understand why. However, in no way did the team ever intend to make any connection to Semitism, as some people have alleged. We unreservedly apologise to Peter and anybody who felt offended. That apology was taken down pretty quickly, and Behringer have gone on to post other material, one of them being a picture of them receiving their 100,000 subscriber award from YouTube. They've crossed the line, really, I think, and there have been other condemnations from people. There was a piece on yesterday's Sonic Talk podcast where Ty Unwin had a bit of a rant about the whole situation. And also, having watched the Molten Music live stream, Robin Vincent was clearly very upset and moved by the way that the senior management and the marketing team, because that's where the blame lies for this, have dealt with this. Now, there's a lot of people work for Behringer, and and a lot of good people. And the worry is, how did they feel about what their senior management are doing? Because this is completely unacceptable. This is not okay. This really isn't okay. For a large music technology company to behave in this way is just horrendous, really. I mean, I've used, and I do own, some Behringer equipment. I own an audio interface. I own a couple of their mixers, and I have used their equipment over the years, and I've done reviews on their guitar pedals. Generally, what I would tend to say is that it's quite well built for the price that it's made, and it is at the bottom end of the price bracket. I mean, I've not tried any of their synthesizers, and to be fair, I wasn't that interested. Up until now, have subscribed to Behringer on YouTube, and I have unsubscribed from Behringer on YouTube. I will not be reviewing any more Behringer equipment, and I will certainly not be buying any more Behringer equipment, because I don't think this is acceptable in any form, and I'm just completely appalled. And I have to say, I can't believe for 1 minute that the managing director and owner of a company doesn't know that his marketing department have made a mock-up synthesizer which must have taken some time, and people in the building knew that that was being made, then take some photographs of it and then publish that as a joke. You can't tell me that the managing director and the senior management team didn't sanction this to happen. Shame on you, Behringer. I'd like to know what you guys think. You can leave it in the comments down below, and we can have a dialogue about this sort of thing. Thanks very much for watching. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe. I've also just launched a Patreon page where there's a whole tier of stuff. I'll put a link down below, so it'd be great if you feel you can support me on that too. It helps to keep the channel going. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye bye. Had began, and then we jump.